Hello everyone, welcome back to Civil Engineering Classes YouTube channel. This is the third video of the subject irrigation. Last videos we have discussed about different types of irrigation, different methods of irrigation, about water logging, salinity in the soil and qualities of the irrigation water. If anybody is there who haven't watched that videos, I will give the link in the description box. In this video, we will start with very important chapter, water requirement of crops. This is the part 1 of the chapter, water requirement of crops. In this, we will see the different cropping seasons of India and some important definitions related to water requirement. First one is different cropping seasons in India. The first season is the Rabi season. This topic is very important as considered with SSC JEE, because in each sessions of the SSC JEE exam there will be one question relating to this. First one is Rabi crops. Rabi crops are the crops that are grown in winter, so they are the winter crops. They are grown from November to March. Examples are wheat, barley, gram, pea, mustard, potato, pulses, linseed, etc. Next one is Kharif crops. These are the crops that are grown in monsoon. These are grown in July till October. Examples are rice, maize, jowar, bajra, groundnut, jute, tobacco, cotton, etc. Usually, the water requirement of the Kharif crops are 2 to 3 times of the Rabi crops. Later in the other videos, we will get introduced to a term called as delta. That means the total water requirement of a plant over their life period. The delta value of the rice is about 120 centimeter and the delta value for the wheat is about 40 centimeter. From this only it is very clear that the water requirement of the Kharif crops is about 2 to 3 times of the Rabi crops. Next one is Zaid crops. They are hot summer crops. They are grown between April to June. That means these are grown between Rabi and Kharif crops. Examples are watermelon, muskmelon, cucumber, green vegetables, etc. Then next type of crops are perennial crops. In the last video, we have discussed about the perennial irrigation and perennial canals. Likewise, these are the crops that can be grown at any period or any season of a particular year. The major examples are sugarcane, tomato, etc. Next one is cash crops. From the name itself, we can see why they are called as cash crops. Cash crops are the crops which have higher post-processing value and that can be sold in the market with a higher profit than the food crops. For example, cotton, tea, coffee, jute, tobacco, etc. Next, coming to different definitions linked with the water requirement of crops. First one is command area. Command area means it is the area that can be irrigated by a canal system. Next one is gross command area or GCA. It is the total area that can be physically brought under cultivation without considering the availability of water by a canal system. So wherever the canal is passing, the people can take water from the canal to their field near to that. But it is not compulsory that all the places that is around the canal is used for cultivation purposes. There are residential areas, there will be barren land, there will be roads or railways near the canal that do not utilize the water from the canal. So, the gross command area is that the whole area which can utilize the water from a particular canal system without considering the availability of the water in the canal. Next one is culturable command area. It is the proportion in the gross command area that is actually under farming. or where the cultivation is actually taking place. I have already told the gross command area include the all area surrounding the canal that can take water from the canal, but it is not necessary that the whole land surrounding a canal is under cultivation. The cultivable command area is that area that is actually under cultivation and that uses the water from the canal for their cultivation. So CCA can be written as an equation that gross command area minus unculturable area in the gross command area. This unculturable area are certain obstructions like railways, roadways, rocks, hills, water sources, and sometimes residential areas also. Next term is intensity of irrigation. Intensity of irrigation is defined for a particular crop. It is the percentage of CCA that is under a particular crop in a particular season. That means intensity of irrigation of a particular crop, say rice, is the percentage of the cultivable command area that is cultivated with rice in a particular season. So let's see this example. Given that the GCA or the gross command area is 8,000 hectares and CCA as 75% of the GCA value. So we get CCA area equal to 0.75 of the 8,000, that is 6,000. Intensity of irrigation of rice is given as 50%. That means half of the CCA is cultivated with rice in that particular season. So area that is cultivated in which the rice is cultivated equal to 50% of 75% of 8,000, that is 3,000 hectares. So this is the idea of intensity of irrigation. If we add the different intensity of irrigation of the different crops that are grown in the different seasons in a particular field, we get the annual intensity of irrigation of a particular field. Next one is the crop period or the growth period, that is expressed as C. It is the total time period from the instant of, it is not growing, it is sowing. From the instant of sowing of the crop to the instant of harvesting, that is the total time of growth of a particular crop is called as a crop period or growth period. Next confusing term is base period. Base period is related to irrigation, while the crop period or the growth period is related to the crop only. Base period means it is the time between the first watering and the last watering before harvesting. Usually, base period is always less than the crop period. Next one is core watering. Core watering means it is the first stage of watering till the plant reaches a particular maturity. Maturity in the sense they will reach up to about 2 to 5 centimeter height. This is known as core watering. It is the maximum watering that is needed for a crop. That means in the initial stages of the growth, the plants need more water than once they are grown up. So this is the maximum watering needed for the crop in their lifetime. Next one is the core period, the period in which we are applying the core watering. That is the initial period of the growth of the plant is known as the core period, in which they are in need of the maximum water. So the discharge to the field should be maximum at the time of the core period. Next one is paleo irrigation. Paleo irrigation is the spraying of water before sowing of the seeds in the field for the preparation of the field. In many times, the initial stages before sowing the crop, the soil is very dry. In such cases, the soil have to be wetted with water before the sowing process. That is called as paleo irrigation. Let's make everything clear with this diagram. First process we are doing is that before the sowing of the seeds, this is the seeds. Before the sowing of the seeds, we have to prepare the land by spraying some water. This is called as paleo irrigation. Irrigation before sowing the seeds as a part of the preparation of the soil. Next is that after the sowing process, the plants will grow to a certain height, to a certain maturity. The water that is provided till this time is called as a core watering. The period of this watering is known as the core period, which is the period in which the plants need maximum water. The maximum discharge given to the field is at the time of the core period. Then at last they will reach to a stage of harvesting. So the period between the sowing and the harvesting is known as the crop period or the growth period of the crop. But the time period between the first watering and the last watering is called as the base period. Base period. So these are the basic things, basic definitions. In the next video, we will see about duty and delta in very detail, different factors affecting duty and one or two problems related to duty and delta, since it is a very important problem relating to this chapter, that is the water requirement for plants. So that's all about this video. If you like this video, please give a thumbs up, share this with your friends, and please subscribe to my channel. Thank you.